Hey, happy Samhain, happy new moon in Scorpio. Samhain looks like Samhain when it's spelled Samhain. I believe it's pronounced Samhain, but I'm just making my best guesses here. But November 1st is the celebration of Samhain. This is a Gaelic festival which is marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter, essentially, the darker half of the year. And the darker half of the year reminds me of 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the darker half of the day, where you're sort of settling down from all of the activity of the day and turning within more so. And, according to our, the environment in which we live, this is, we are a part of nature, and we are tuned to the rhythms of nature. And so I guess happy moving within time. This is just a little update on me, update on the membership that I'm creating, really for anybody who's interested. Primarily, I'm starting with anybody who's been drawn to what I've been offering for over a decade in yoga studios and trainings on retreats, things like this. And that coincides pretty perfectly with this new moon time. New moons are like an energetic new chapter, an energetic opening or rebirth. And I have a new friend, and we texted this morning, and we were both just saying, like, what's going on with you? I think I asked her the question, like, what's lit you up in the last couple of days? And she appreciated the question, and we're both in a very similar space. And what we had each said was, it feels like we're stepping more into our own empowerment. We're making decisions that are contributing to our own sovereignty or autonomy, self-governance, instead of having external influences tell you what to do or guide you. You're turning within and saying, well, I'm calling the shots of my life, and I am my sense of safety, and I am my sense of abundance, etc. And it's true. And I think I needed to release some things from my life to make room for this, because I thought, God, why didn't I do this sooner? But, like a tomato isn't ripe before it's ripe. It's got a gestation period, and something in me was ripening. It wasn't quite ready, and I did need to let go of the idea that I would be living full-time in Austin. I needed to let go of teaching and my daily routine and all of that to have enough space and time to allow what is being birthed to be born. So I just thought about that a little bit today on this new moon in Scorpio, sign of sex, death, and transformation. It's a water sign, an emotional sign. Let's see. I'm leaving here. I should be leaving in a few days. And I think I've resolved hopefully, fingers crossed, resolved the battery issue in my van, tire issue, front windshield issue. And but you know what's interesting is I knew inside, I'm like, I was less concerned about this external journey, because I have a knowing inside of myself that this is an internal thing, because wherever you go, there you are. And so I've had a really interesting internal journey, just making the decision to get out of Austin full time, live on the road, and offer something online instead of in person at a yoga studio, because I want to be mobile right now. So I think the van is ready, and I'm getting the last pieces of the technology pinned down for this membership. Whew. Websites and building platforms to offer online material. Wow, I've got a new respect for people who do this, because I'm like, okay, there's several moving pieces and it takes some time. But you know, and there's some frustrating days, but then like I'm looking now at the results of a lot of the work that me and this team have done, and I'm like, okay, this feels good. So, and every move I make in my life right now, every time I'm sitting down in front of the computer, which is like for hours and hours, I'm going, this is an act of self-sovereignty. This is an act of self-love. And then it really, really feels rich and satisfying and worth it. Instead of saying like, ugh, here I am, this is not my zone. I mean, once I'm into it, once I'm focused, it is. I enjoy it. It's like I've got to move past the story that I'm not a computer person. Like once I'm doing it, if I can just get more familiar with these tools and less afraid, I find it fascinating, and I can be very creative in a new way. So, yeah, that's it for now. The veil is thin around this time of Halloween and Samhain. I had a phenomenal meditation yesterday, and it felt like for hours I was in between worlds. It's like I could see the world as less dense or less real, less solid, and I could feel how the world is like this larger mind, and I'm like a cell or a thought form or both in this larger mind that is the world, if that even makes sense. And it was just like holding a really big, wide open view while also going about my regular daily routine. And it was phenomenal. I felt very close to my kitty, who passed away from the physical tooth, and my mom. I felt both of, even in meditation, I could see them. I could, in my mind's eye, it's like they came to hang out, and I was like, wow, this is cool. So I wonder what everybody else's experience has been like with that. If you've had an interesting experience, I'd love to hear about it in the comments, and we can chat a little bit until I get more of this online stuff going, and we can have a more formal place to communicate. But that's just my update for now. Love you all. Mean it. Happy turning within.